All my United fans, gather. I get a very interesting news for all of you. Yes, the Manchester United board has said that they are going to be signing a manager on permanent basis before the World Cup begins. Yes, before June 11, which will be the first the day for the first match of the World Cup, Manchester United would have actually signed a manager. And why are they signing a manager, during the World Cup? They are stating clearly that they want a manager who would scout the potential players that will come into Manchester United. They are going to be very instrumental as scouting players, identifying talents that Manchester United will be signing, for the next campaign. Also, they are talking about preparation for preseason. This manager has to be hands-on with preparation for preseason because they don't want any hastiness, concerning Manchester United after the World Cup. So during the World Cup, the permanent manager, whoever has been chosen, will identify players who Manchester United will be signing for the next season, and the board has to be going in on all of what has been debated, right? So I think the Manchester United board wants to be proactive. They do not want something that will be stopping them from taking further actions. They do not want to stall. They do not want to sit down and watch the entirety of the World Cup before they now appoint a manager. They are going to appoint a manager right now. This was the same thing they did with Ruben Amorim. If you want to coach Manchester United, you have to come in and coach Manchester United right now. So also the news clearly states that if Michael Carrick is able to get Manchester United into Champions League football, then they might just hand him the job. Yes, and that is something I will support, on a long term, because if we look at the statement that has been made by the Manchester United board, then that rules out Thomas Tuchel, it rules out Ancelotti, it rules out Mauricio Pochettino, including Julian Naglesmann. We know that the news came out a few days ago that Manchester United is keen on getting Julian Naglesmann on board as a permanent Manchester United manager. But then if we go by this report that stated that Manchester United will be signing a manager before the World Cup, that means that Julian Naglesmann, who is the head coach of the German national side, will have just been ruled out automatically. So we will not have to be thinking in between Thomas Tuchel, Nagelsmann, or we just want to appoint a manager on permanent basis. So whoever wants to do the job has to start now. And also that will leave the only major candidate that would leave will be Luis Enrique, the PSG head coach, right? That is the only coach that will be left. Maybe the only top coach that will be left, right? And when we look at Luis Enrique, the question is, does he want to come to Manchester United? Does he want to coach the club? Because Manchester United board are actually scared that this guy might actually go ahead to sign contract extension with Paris Saint-Germain. And if that happens, then it boils down to one thing. Michael Carrick qualifying for Champions League would have Michael Carrick as the permanent manager for Manchester United, because I would not fancy giving a manager who's not won anything to come coach Manchester United when Michael Carrick has actually done enough by taking this club from 5th to 6th position into the Champions League phase. I don't think that any Manchester United fan would actually take it. Coaches like Robert De Zerbi, coaches like Andoni Iraola, maybe Fabregas. I don't think that these coaches feel have that profile to be that top manager that can come in and coach Manchester United. So for me, if we look into the managers market, I think that the only manager that can come in and coach Manchester United and the players would respect him so much will be Luis Enrique. And if Luis Enrique goes ahead to sign a contract extension with PSG, then I think that we should just give the job to Michael Carrick, and that is if he gets us Champions League football, right? And if the board has actually set that as a yardstick for Michael Carrick to actually continue as the head coach, then it means that Michael Carrick might just be successful. Because for me, it is very clear what he has done at the club. Manchester United, the players, when we look at the players at the club right now, they are of a different breed. They are looking different from what we used to see, and this can only be Michael Carrick. I know that most of the difficult part was done by Ruben Amorim. But then Michael Carrick has shown that if he was here too, maybe he would have actually taken the same route, right? And maybe he would have also gotten rid of the likes of Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, then Jadon Sancho, Anthony, and the rest of them. Yeah, right? We are going to be grateful to Ruben Amorim, you know, for taking the bull by the horn. Because in as much as I think that Michael Carrick would have done well, but the question is, would he have been able to actually take off these guys, knowing who Michael Carrick is, knowing he's a Manchester United legend and he's come back to the club? He would want to pamper these other players, the likes of Marcus Rashford. Yes, he would want to pamper them. He would want to you know, get into their good books, make them, you know, smile and all of that, trying to get the best out of them. But then that is why we have to give kudos to Ruben Amorim for being able to get off all of these players from the club, and the next manager that will be coming in will not need to deal with all of the mess, you know. So guys, clearly the board has stated it that they are going to be naming a coach, or they are going to be appointing a coach before the World Cup starts, and that rules out all of these managers on my screen, and that gives credence to just one manager, Luis Enrique. But if Luis Enrique signs a new contract with PSG, then it only means that Michael Carrick should be getting the job. I'll see you again in my next video, but tell me what you think about this in the comment section.